Brazil are looking to get a flying start here in the long race towards the finish line. This is a day for optimism, for hope, for dreaming of what might be. There's nothing quite like match day, especially here. This crowd doesn't do ordinary, and we should be in for something very special. So off we go then. Jim, which player is best equipped for this game?
Yeah, Joshua Kimmich. In many ways, the ultimate modern fullback in that he contributes just as much offensively as he does defensively. He seems to have a great instinctive understanding of when to move forward, and that means he rarely gets caught out of position on the counter-attack. He should be a key player for this team.
Yes, getting the best out of him will count for so much. Oh, good climb! Oh, crossbar! Oh, and that one's done no damage in the end.
Well, Peter, sometimes that happens. You get a great connection, and yet that proves to be the problem. It was too good to go in.
Vardiol. Yamal in acres of space out wide. Messi wants to run onto this. Shevchenko. And Shevchenko! Oh, the ball's run loose here. Oh, he's been caught on it here. And that is headed for the middle. Gerrard. Can he spark a counter here? He's shifting through the gears here. Messi! It's anyone's ball now. It's a pretty loose pass.
Well, look, they know they've got a height advantage, and it's time for them to use it.
And now they can spring out of defence. And he's had it nicked away. Goes looking wide. Can he get it through?
Shevchenko clearly held on to it far too long there. Did he do enough to find someone? He looked as if he had his mind set on trying to do everything his way.
Oh, what has happened here? Now it's Messi. Now it's Yamal. That's a nicely shaped ball. It's Van Basten! Oh, he's managed to get it all wrong.
Van Basten deserves a lot of credit for his willingness to make those runs. The passers will always have an option with him.
Oh, good-looking ball. Rooney chasing after it. So it is still 0-0. That looks a good ball through. That's going to go a long way. Knocks it into space. Now it's Shevchenko. Now, can they get him away? And he was quick to react. De Bruyne. Oh, it's a nice idea, but the execution was lacking. Lovely pass, but can he get there? Looking for a runner. No luck with that dink over the top. Oh, well played. Now it's Shevchenko.
North Korea definitely like their pressing from the front.
Yeah, it's relentless at times, Jim, isn't it? High energy, high intensity.
Standard practice nowadays, Peter. Make sure you don't give your opponents any time to think on the ball.
North Korea have the chance to go the other way. Tries a shot! And the keeper has reacted superbly there.
Really looked sharp there, didn't he? That's very well played.
It's their second corner of the game. Shevchenko! Not the most accurate pass. Now he's got space here. North Korea are looking to go forward now. That's an imaginative pass. And into the grateful arms of the keeper. Now it's Messi. De Bruyne. Van Dijk. Messi was alert to the possibilities, but in the end it's fruitless. Always onto this, and it's made its way to him. And he's there to belt it away. He's a sharp little ball here.
They've been denied a chance to develop any rhythm in the passing department.
Looking for options for movement. And that is not getting there. And he's really put himself on the line here. So, third corner of the game. Bellingham! But he's left disappointed. Rijkaard. That is good alertness. Pass somewhat off target. Hernandez. This is a promising build-up. And it's Messi. The pressing's intense, and it's paid off.
They've got to be quick moving this forward.
It's a good run he's making out on the left. Threads one in. Now that is commitment to the cause. And this could be the final action of the first half. And that's gone all the way through to the keeper. De Bruyne. Van Dijk. Passing is crisp and sharp. Quick look at his watch, and the referee whistles for half-time. So neither team were able to take the lead, but it certainly hasn't been for the lack of trying. So there was the first half.
Well, it was great to see them try to turn their possession and chances into a goal. They definitely wanted one before the break, and okay, while it didn't happen, things could start changing if they can continue in the same manner.
So we reached the halfway point, and neither side have yet been able to force the issue. It's 0-0.
Substituição no time do Brasil. Camisa 14, camisa 4.
So let's get the ball rolling.
Brazil clearly have been the better side here. So if I was to say anything to them, it would be just keep going. If it's not broken, don't try to fix it.
And this is Messi. Well, now here's a good battle, bicep to bicep. And here's De Bruyne. Brazil can breathe again, just.
Well, that tackle was immense, and so was the relief. The great escape.
Tries to pass it through. He's picked his way through. Pinches it off him.
They want to be quick here. It's breakaway time.
And here's De Bruyne. Well, we expected better, and so did he. Well, that pass isn't the best. Neymar is onto it in a flash. Brazil different to some extent this half. Details of the changes to come soon.
I'll be fascinated to see how the change now affects their overall strategy.
No, not quite on the same wavelength. Gerrard. Now it's Messi. He won't be happy with that one. And it's with the keeper. Keeper's got good distance on that.
That's alert and sharp and very well played.
Now it's Van Basten. Nicely weighted ball. And he plays one through. He might be in here, and the shot! That is decidedly lacking.
Well, there's always that risk, Peter, when a team commits too many numbers forward. You can't help but leave some gaps at the back.
Kimmich spots it and intercepts. He's gone for goal! Into the arms of the goalkeeper.
I thought it was a really good break. No shortage of pace nor intensity. Exactly what's required when on the counter-attack.
Nice looking ball. Well into the second half, and still there's nothing between them. Now it's Messi. And the shot's on here. Van Basten! Oh, terrific save from the keeper.
Van Basten clearly thought he had the beating of the keeper.
North Korea have their third corner. Punched away. And now a sudden chance to counter. He's not got that quite right. Oh, easy pickings there. Now it's Rafinha. And this is Messi. And Messi! Oh, that was no routine save.
Really anticipated that well, didn't he? Well, their corner count's rising, but not their goal count. They can improve.
Rijkaard attempts a clearance. Gerrard. Brazil still have the cards to affect this game. Rooney does really well to win the ball there. Hernandez kept his eye on it, and he's there. And reclaimed it in a trice. Well, quality clearly deserted him at the crucial moment.
Well, the pass wasn't good enough, and he knows it.
Well read, nice interception. Spread to the right. Van Basten, and he's lost his man here.
Concentration levels are very good, and so is the commitment. This game could yet yield a winner.
A slightly better ball would have led to a very different outcome there.
Well, I think the opposition saw that pass coming a mile off, and it wasn't the best decision.
Hernandez makes the interception. Well, they've got it back in a hurry. It's a searching pass. Chips it through. No, he's just misjudged that one. He's having a pop! Too close for comfort.
Substituição no time do Brasil. Camisa
Time for a change in
23,
personnel.
Camisa 11, camisa 8. Deixando o campo para a entrada.
That's been cut out, well played.
Camisa 10, camisa
Rooney
22,
is herring after that one.
camisa 6.
Well, he's going to be disappointed with that. Oh, good read.
That's great positioning, so good from him.
Ambitious ball here.
Well, that might be that, Peter. Maybe both sides just going to have to settle for the draw now.
Expertly cut out, really nicely done. Muslera.
Teremos minuto de acréscimo.
Bremer calmly anticipates. And that is as far as it goes. Frustration, exasperation, vexation, certainly from an attacking perspective. Neither side able to make an impression despite all the huff and puff.
Senhoras e senhores, sejam bem-vindos.
So bring it on. Hype, expectation, emotion. The game yet to kick off. The excitement already palpable. There's nothing quite like match day, especially here. This crowd doesn't do ordinary, and we should be in for something very special. So we're up and running. Jim, which player is best equipped for this game?
Well, Peter, I can tell you that I'm a fan of this guy, Christian Romero, described by his national team boss as spectacular. I've always seen him as been brave, very aggressive defensively, but front-footed as well. And let me go into a little more detail on that, because some of the runs he makes are actually quite crazy, and there seems to be a recklessness about it and no order, and he just leaves it to whomever behind him to fill the gap. But I like that in his game.
I wonder whether that has anything to do with you being a defender once upon a time, Jim. It's a pretty loose pass. That's a nicely shaped ball. Aims beyond the defence. That's a shade optimistic. Koundé is offering some sort of an apology there.
He made it look a bit predictable.
Nice looking ball. Neither side especially adventurous early on. Threads one in. He's in plenty of space here. Cross deflected over the goal line for a corner. And we have our very first corner. And that has been knocked clear. And now they can spring out of defence. He's picked his way through.
Well, a few of his teammates are quite furious with him, as they felt they were within reach, but he made nothing of it. His boss doesn't look too amused either.
Well, that pass surprised everyone, and not in a good way. Now it's Messi. Yamal in acres of space out wide. Rijkaard. Gullit. Gullit is fouled. There could be trouble here, but for now the referee is keeping his cards in his pocket. Not much doubt about who's going to take this one.
Someone's eyeing this up with real belief here.
Decent hit from there. Oh, this looks sharp. Nuno Mendes, he has found a way through. And he's there to get it away. Barcelona have it back and can go again. And here's the chance to counter. Nicely weighted ball. And it's Mendes. Bellingham with the foul. Pull it. No, he's not getting past him there. Brazil yet to have an attempt on goal.
It's a decent chance to counter-attack.
Rooney. Rooney unable to make it happen for all his good intentions. Out towards the flank. Nuno Mendes. Now, can they get him away? And he's managed to get free. Shin to shin, bicep to bicep, and he wins out.
Whatever happens, that's the kind of movement which raises hope.
This one, Rooney! Goal, Brazil! And Brazil take the lead. Another moment of magic, a real wow moment.
Oh, what a finish. I mean, an instinctive finish at that, and he probably didn't even have time to think about it too much.
The first breakthrough.
Yeah, it's rare that one is enough, though, Peter. I get the feeling they'll be wanting another as soon as possible.
Neymar, he's got away. There's some great running on show here, but ultimately there was no way through. Romero cuts out the pass. And that's another good win of the ball. It's an inviting-looking ball, that.
Have beautifully policed that midfield. The opposition have been handcuffed.
Stood up well to him there. Kimmich is always looking to break lines. (1-0) here just before the break, and it looks as though it's going to stay that way for now. Koundé gets across to intercept that. Kimmich gets over and intercepts. And there's his chance to lead the counter. Rijkaard getting forward. Hullet. He's had it taken off him. Looking for the run. Shevchenko has it out wide and in space. And if you have just joined us, still just one goal between them. And the score is 1-0. Oh, that's wonderful alertness. And that's going wide left.
Teremos minuto de acréscimo.
Can he get it through? Oh, he's found support out wide. And this is Messi. And Messi! Oh, that is a fair try. And it's half-time. A very combative, competitive half with just the one decisive moment. It's been compelling stuff. Any strong opinions on the first half?
Haven't played that badly. Getting caught again on the counter-attack is unlikely. They're switched on to that and still very much in this game.
Brazil leading via the game's only goal, 1-0 at the break.
Substituição no time do Brasil. Camisa 11. Sai para a entrada do jogador.
And here is the first touch of the second half.
Neymar.
Brazil leading courtesy of the game's only goal. Nicely shaped ball. Chiellini makes the interception. Neymar. Now it's Mbappe. Oh, that's fabulous. Rooney. That is a brilliant interception. Now it's Messi. And it's Neymar. He's found a way through. And it's played in. And the shot! It's run. In he goes again! Cleared away. Brazil do look as though they've made a half-time change here.
Well, I think this is probably a good time, Peter, to make ambitious change.
That is ended up in no man's land. Dani Olmo. Knocks it into space. Nuno Mendes. A probing pass. Looking to play him in. Gerrard looking to receive it in space. Here come Brazil on the counter. Brazil have reclaimed it. Can he get on the end of this? Barcelona can breathe again, just.
Oh, that's brilliantly defended, though. It looked destined for a goal. Well, that's good defending. He squeezed the play and he gave him no chance to get on the turn.
Tries to pass it through.
Brazil have really been terrific at snuffing out the threat. Now for something different.
Looking for options for movement. Oh, he had to make that, and he did make it.
Barcelona really are going for it here, Peter. Now it's just a matter of sustaining the effort.
Well, they're looking a whole lot more urgent now.
You know, the interest value in this game might just take off from here.
Lovely pass, but can he get there? And it's Gerrard. Oh, now he can run away. Gerrard! Tremendous from Gerrard! He's got himself an absolute peach. Barcelona are back in business. Lacking for neither time nor space, it could scarcely have been more straightforward.
Gerrard really has looked sharp, hasn't he? I get the feeling he fancies himself against this defence now.
Oh, what a mistake! Mbappe looking to shake off some unwanted attention.
Well, they seem intent on marking him out of the game. They're certainly trying to wind them up in the process, Peter.
Brazil perhaps contemplating their next change here. Now it's Gerrard. Just a quarter of an hour to play. Now it's Shevchenko. And this is Neymar. It's Neymar! It's loose now, and again! And that is doing no harm at all.
Well, at least he was in the right position and he reacted quickly enough. The manager will like that. There they go, hunting again.
Tries to play it through.
Concentration levels are very good, and so is the commitment. This game could yet yield a winner.
He is through here. Foul and a free kick in a very dangerous area. Well, that's a booking, always looked it. I do think he's feeling the effects of that tackle.
Well, they're struggling to cope with a pacey dribble because they've not been at it as a team. I think the collective pressure needs to be better all round.
Well, the two coaches are signalling changes here, both at the same time. Pass just lacking in accuracy. Deftly away. And this is Rooney. This is intriguing. Next goal, critical.
Well, a goal either way at this stage would qualify as a steal.
Well, that's surely a foul. Free kick.
Well, you either commit a foul and take one for the team, or just stand by and concede a potential goal. It's not a great choice, Peter, but I think I do the former in that position.
It's a Brazil free kick.
And it's no surprise to see who's taking responsibility.
Rooney! That's a fine save.
Absolutely terrific, terrific reflexes, goalkeeping at its very best.
He's a sharp little ball here.
I think we might be done here, Peter. I don't see there being enough time for them to try again.
And that was asking for too much. Forward it goes. Oh, well played. That has snuffed out the danger. Great vision. Pass is just off target. Bergkamp.
Foram indicados 2 minutos de acréscimo.
Now that looks a decent ball. Has to go back here. Now it's Hullet. And that signals the end. A good watch, a really good watch. Both sides toiling to try and outthink, outsmart each other. But it wasn't to be, and they're all square. Rooney taking in the accolades, having been named man of the match, and deservedly so.
Senhoras e senhores, sejam bem-vindos.
So bring it on. Hype, expectation, emotion. The game yet to kick off. The excitement already palpable. Well, colour and passion just oozing from the stands here. These fans love their football, and we're about to be dished up a feast of it. So it's away we go then. So, Jim, who would you identify as the key man in this fixture?
Well, I don't think you can beat Luke Shaw, Peter, when it comes to players coming good. Having suffered just about every setback imaginable, I'm delighted to see him finally fulfil his potential, especially on that attacking front.
No argument from me on that front. It's easy to see how his presence alone affects both sides. Christensen calmly anticipates. Well, there is a look that says it all. A piercing stare.
Well, the pass wasn't good enough, and he knows it.
Not the most convincing of passes. Now it's Rooney. And it's Shevchenko. Can he get it through? Koundé kept his eye on it, and he's there. And here's Lampard. And here's Messi. And here's Rooney. Rijkaard. Whistle's gone, that's foul. Just a talking to, I think. Yes, it is. What a start. Free kick in a dangerous position in the opening minutes. And that was very necessary. Brazil controlling the possession in this early phase. Koundé makes a move down the right. Now that looks a decent ball. In early.
Well, from experience, I can tell you he'll get a lot of stick for getting that one wrong.
Mateus. The pressing's intense, and it's paid off. Well, there was an element of promise insofar as they kept the ball well, but they did very little with it. Looking to play him in, and he's managed to get free. Koundé did just about enough to come out on top there. Neither party overly willing to compromise. No outsmarting him this time. Oh, good determined running there, but one back by the defence.
Yeah, definitely not much wrong with what he tried, all things considered. The defence were just well prepared for what was coming.
Now it's Shevchenko. Aims beyond the defence. He's through here. Bayer gets his hands on it, and the danger is averted. Well, the ball just didn't work out for the run that he made.
Brazil clearly should have gone.
Rijkaard! And for a moment, time stood still. Well, there's the clearance. Now it's Ansu Fati. Shaw spots it and intercepts. And it's been played through. And this is Shevchenko. That's really well cleared. And we have our very first corner. Oh, it's terribly wayward. Brazil are enjoying the lion's share of possession, but nothing yet to show for it. He's found a way through. Oh, he's... And Shevchenko! That's another chance! Goal, Brazil! And that takes him up to 30. 30 goals for this side. And he's only too grateful to capitalise on the keeper's misfortune.
Well, Peter, I know from experience there are players who always seem to know where the ball's going to end up. This isn't about luck at all, despite what people say. Just keep an eye on his movement.
Brazil are in front now, the game's only goal.
Yeah, and just as the manager's been reminding his players, this is the time where they can't afford to let their focus slip. They'll want to make the most of this turnover.
No, that's been intercepted. Rijkaard. Mateus carries the ball down the right. Oh, he's felt that, hasn't he? Oh, he's taken out. That'll be a foul. And no surprise, that's a booking. I do think he's feeling the effects of that tackle. He's given the time to pick a pass. Rooney. Well, that has not gone well. Good effort from distance. And that will sail harmlessly past.
Well, at least he's not short on confidence. Trying from that sort of distance, why not?
It's a pretty loose pass. Tries to play it through. Oh, it's a great ball here. Neymar was alert to the possibilities, but in the end it's fruitless. And the two sides separated by the game's only breakthrough moment to this point. 1-0 the score. Mateus can see things others simply cannot. Good defending there, they've slammed the door in the faces of the opposition. And it's Neymar. Shevchenko. Now he's got space here. Nice interception, his positioning was spot on.
Well, he certainly wasn't in the mood to take any risks. Yeah, they were looking for a counter-attack.
And for the first half, that is that. So a steady, solid and more than satisfactory first half. They've got the lead and that gives them something to build on after the break. How would you review the first half?
Brazil really have looked very good in transitions, so I'll be expecting more of the same in this second half. They just need to remain patient and just wait for that chance to break again.
Brazil are 1-0 up at half-time and it's all to play for. So let's get the ball rolling. Brazil leading courtesy of the game's only goal. He is through, and the finish! And that's a tidy finish. A two-goal lead, and they're firmly in control. He does it all with an air of efficiency and simplicity.
Well, he always had the measure of the keeper there. Such confidence and composure.
Brazil are now luxuriating in a two-goal lead.
Well, it's a great time for them to keep the momentum going. I don't see any need to change the approach. Keep at it with the same intensity, and soon enough, they'll get another break.
And they can counter here. Nicely weighted ball. Shot could be on. Chance for a shot! Yes! And with that, it is pretty much a done deal. And a trademark move ends with the inevitable classy finish.
Brazil are such an adept counter-attacking team. They produced something out of nothing there. A few seconds was all it took for them to convert a defensive situation into a goal, and it's very impressive.
Brazil find a position of real strength now.
I think there's been a greater menace to everything they've been doing during this spell, one that they hope will continue.
So the manager can make a change for the first time in the game here.
Well, it's an interesting move, this, Peter. It just gives opposition defences a very different challenge.
Camisa 22. Camisa 4.
Messi finding himself in space.
Campo para a entrada de camisa 11. Camisa 9.
Signore e signori, benvenuti
Well, what a
all'incontro
sight
di
this
oggi
is. The
tra
colour, the choreography, the camaraderie. The fans have pulled out all the stops to make this a monumental occasion. Well, the pre-match build-up has been fantastic. Now, the game itself. There's the whistle. Our understanding is that it's going to be a 3-6-1 formation.
Well, I'd be surprised if this were to remain as defensive as it's shaping up to be, Peter. You know, even 3-5-2 and the second striker sounds much better in approach. So if this genuinely becomes an exercise in getting behind the ball, we're in for something rather unambitious and unadventurous. And I hope that's not the case.
And the whistle's gone, presumably for offside. The pass has gone astray. Knocks it into space. Oh, that's well spotted. Looking for options for movement. Aguero was alert to the possibilities, but in the end it's fruitless. Looking for the run. Not the most accurate pass. And it's Messi. Messi, this is promising. Has a look and plays it forward. He's had a fair tumble under that challenge.
Well, it's a move of great promise, but will it really prove productive?
Oh, well cut out, no margin for error there at all. Jim, who do you pick out as the telling individual today?
Well, Peter, I don't think you're going to get many defenders who are as good.
Right card! It's off target and by quite a way.
Brazil really are good at what they're doing. They'll gladly take any opportunity to launch that counter.
And that pass just didn't quite work. Mbappe. Pass somewhat off target. Mbappe is sporting a guilty look after that.
Yeah, he just didn't seem to get enough on the pass, Peter, did he?
If you have just joined us, well, you've missed no goals. Hernandez gets over and intercepts. Hernandez goes back to front.
Brazil couldn't really be more watertight in midfield. Not a trickle is getting through.
Bremer. No way through. Milan are a team known for their direct brand of football, so Jim, what are we looking for here?
Well, I think it depends on a couple of things, Peter. Firstly, you know, whether they have a quality passer who can play those balls from a little deeper. And then secondly, you need someone up front to be able to hold on to it, be the link man. It can be very effective against teams that like to press high up the pitch.
Out of play for a throw. Bremer. Throw in. Now he's off and running. And that's been won straight back. And this is Shevchenko. It's Rooney! And how good was that? About as smooth as it gets.
Gol per il Brasile.
One sweeping move executed with deadly efficiency.
Just when they thought they may be in at one end, they end up shipping a goal at the other, and it's all due to wonderful counter-attacking. They hardly had time to even react, and there's only one word to describe that: clinical.
Brazil are in front now, the game's only goal.
Well, I'd remind those players, Peter, that concentration will be key for a while now, as you don't want to hand the momentum straight back to your opposition.
Threads one in. Hernandez promptly onto that, and that is that. Still no way through. The defending here is resolute. Now it's Neymar. He has found the way through. Well, the defence just about came out on top, but they were certainly tested. And here's Neymar. Well, they've got it back in a hurry, and he's managed to get Neymar!
That's just playing it safe and simple. Brazil can certainly afford to see this half out now and reset during the break.
And here's Neymar. Koundé. He's in plenty of space here. It's Neymar!
Well, he got rid because he was under pressure.
Great vision. Well, that has not gone well. Shaw. And the two sides separated by the game's only breakthrough moment to this point. And the score is 1-0. Mbappe ventures forward. Aims beyond the defence. Shevchenko. And that signals the end of the first period. There's been no shortage of industry or intent thus far. A little inspiration and inventiveness, perhaps the only things lacking. What do you think we're up to after 45 minutes?
Well, I think it's a case of so far, so good. The boss has clearly done his homework, and I don't think he needs to change much during the break. Now they've got the lead, they can expect more of the same in the second half.
Brazil just ahead here in a tight game. They are 1-0 to the good. We're on the move again.
Brazil definitely want to carry on in a similar manner, although I would exercise some caution, Peter. You wouldn't want to leave yourself open in the early minutes trying to kill this off.
That's a lovely, neat pass. And here's Neymar. Now it's Shevchenko. That's a good ball out wide. Can he get it through? Oh, played through for the wide man. Aguero picks it up out wide. Hoisted in. Oh, well played, well played. Shevchenko. Some resolute defending there. Shevchenko gets on the end of things as a matter of habit. And it's Rui Costa. And he welcomes it in. Aguero! And it's in! They have come roaring back!
Well, it looks like we have ourselves a real game here now, Peter. They've been rewarded for their courage, for their attitude, for their application, and now they'll want another.
So smooth, a signature finish.
Yeah, great movement and great use of space to get on the end of the pass, and that pretty much did it.
And Shevchenko! Denied by an instinctive save.
Shevchenko really must be thinking what he has to do to score there.
Brazil with their first corner, the first in the game for either side, actually. Milan are looking to go forward now. Milan are looking to play on the counter here, aren't they?
Well, I think it's pretty clear they've changed their shape, certainly when defending at least, because they've got to be ready to hit them hard on the counter-attack, and that seems to be the plan.
That is good pressure, just hounded him off it. And he was quick to react. Rooney! Goal! Brazil! And again they hit the front. And that is about as cool as they come. He picked his spot expertly.
That's expertly finished, and he's done that so often.
Sostituzione per il Milan. Numero 10. Messi.
So we have movement on both benches.
Numero 8.
Brazil leading now. Rooney. Now it's Shevchenko. Now that looks a decent ball. Thinks about the... It's Bergkamp! Oh, the keeper's done ever so well.
Bergkamp clearly thought he had the beating of the keeper.
Brazil have their second corner now. And now they can spring out of defence. It's a pretty loose pass. Saliba calmly anticipates. Bremer kept aware, and it is reclaimed easily. Well, that pass isn't the best. Back to the keeper it goes. Vinicius Junior. Bremer makes the interception.
Milan really are going for it here, Peter. Now it's just a matter of sustaining the effort.
They're coming again and again.
I think they just have to keep forcing the issue and they'll get clinical.
Foot in. Oh, he'd have done well to reach that. Brazil perhaps wondering what the best time is for their next substitution. And that is out of play. That is ended up in no man's land. Now, can they get him away? He's found a way through. That's a risky ball, you've got to say.
Milan really might just end up kicking themselves after that. That could well have been it.
And no, that was never going to make it. Now it's Shevchenko. Now it's Rooney. Can he spark a counter here? That's a shade optimistic.
Well, a few of his teammates are quite furious with him as they felt they were within reach, but he made nothing of it. His boss doesn't look too amused either.
He's had a shot! And that's a tiny finish. It's level again. What a match we have!
Well, this is just incredible. I mean, who would have seen this? Neither manager, I think. It's all happening.
Was there ever any doubt?
Well, how's that for composure, Peter? You can see the keeper tried to put as much pressure on him by staying upright, but it didn't faze him, not in the slightest.
Milan dragged themselves back again.
Well, at this stage, Peter, it's going to come down to how badly they want to win this.
Oh, that is asking for trouble. Rui Costa. Shaw. Driving on and making good progress. And it's Rui Costa. He's a sharp little ball here. And a chance! Oh, and that one's done no damage in the end.
Well, it wasn't the worst decision, really. He certainly had enough belief to take it on.
Time added on 4 minutes. That's an imaginative pass. Oh, what a mistake! He's shifting through the gears here. And the shot! In he goes again. Oh, he's done it! So is that it? Is this the moment they stole it? Some heroic goalkeeping, but even that couldn't save them this time.
Well, Peter, I know from experience there are players who always seem to know where the ball's going to end up. This isn't about luck at all, despite what people say. Just keep an eye on his movement.
Well, they've done the hard part, now to survive the last... Backhand! And there goes their last chance. Brazil can look back at this result with regret. A front foot start, but they were ultimately made to pay.